Hi, I'm Kesten Rono, and today is day 135 of A Course in Miracles. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your curiosity, wondering how to see life differently, beyond our upsets and attacks. What is it to be invulnerable? How would we need to see life such that we are invulnerable? What is it about consciousness, reflection, timelessness in the here and now that disarms our ideas of the past or future? What is it to be immersed in this puzzle, to play in the physical and see ourselves from the spiritual? That's what we're learning. Reviewing Principle 5. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Consciously selected miracles can be misguided. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Consciously selected miracles can be misguided. Okay. I imagine this is highlighting an idea where we believe that we know what is best in our best interest or in someone else's. And we are viewing this from our experience in life, in time. So some sliver of time relative to whatever it is that we are that is timeless, suggesting that there is a purview from which we can see life that contains, if contains is even the right word for the space, but of course the place to which I'm referring is beyond physical ideas and beyond words. But from wherever this space is, it has a greater viewpoint of all there is than we do physically in time. That we just simply, of course, cannot know what is truly best, given all information. We only have what we have to go off on. So maybe we can make a great guess, perhaps, and we could guide a miracle. But this is like assuming love belongs in some places and not in others. Miracles should be involuntary habits. They are a natural process. And when we try to direct them, I suppose the book is informing us that we undermine them. May we open ourselves to the idea that the miracle, whatever it really is, how that feels for you, this opening to awareness of forgiveness and the innocence that it provides for you, undoing this idea of damnation, condemnation, guilt, the array of feelings that we notice when we are upset, or that which engages us in some cycle of attacks, even if your version of attack is defending. That there are infinite ideas, and there is one truth. And until we are curious about what the truth is, that is, how to see ourselves in innocence, sinless, through our holiness, and laugh as we play here in this physical dreamscape relative to that perspective. What is it to possess both perspectives at the same time? I believe it is not physical. It's not in our brain. It is not categorized by words. So there is some kind of acceptance, some handing over, some releasing that seems to be part of the natural flow of miracles itself. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Consciously selected miracles can be misguided. May you continue to feel and be curious about what it is like to see yourself spiritually and enjoy living physically. Lesson 135. If I defend myself, I am attacked. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Please say this one time. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Who would defend himself unless he thought he were attacked? That the attack were real, and that his own defense could save himself. And herein lies the folly of defense. It gives illusions full reality, and then attempts to handle them as real. It adds illusions to illusions, thus making correction doubly difficult. And it is this you do when you attempt to plan the future, activate the past, or organize the present as you wish. Organize the present as you wish. That echoes of consciously selected miracles, which can be misguided. Who would defend himself unless he thought he were attacked, and that the attack were real, and that his own defense could save himself? Herein lies the folly of defense. It gives illusions full reality, and then attempts to handle them as real. This is us playing with our cycle of attacks, investing again our life savings, whatever it is that we are and whatever energy we have, into a system that can only leave us depleted in a cycle of attacks or defense, whichever side of the spectrum you wish to see, which is not the same as seeing everything through love. Replace the word God with love or with peace, and pray to this idea. Pray to see from this lens rather than one that keeps us in our vulnerability, seeking to defend ourselves from it. This is impossible. We must see ourselves as invulnerable. And if you can't see it, we ask, how must I be such that I could be perfectly peaceful, perfectly safe, invulnerable? How could I be aligned with truth and knowingness? What is it to be constant in a world that always turns over? Of course, you can see that they are at odds with how you and I see today, physically sitting here on this fallen tree. But there is something there, and you know it. Let's continue. You operate from the belief you must protect yourself from what is happening because it must contain what threatens you. You operate from the belief you must protect yourself from what is happening because it must contain what threatens you. A sense of threat is an acknowledgement of an inherent weakness, a belief that there is danger which has power to call on you to make appropriate defense. The world is based on this insane belief, and all its structures, and all its thoughts and doubts, its penalties and heavy armaments, its legal definitions and its codes, its ethics and its leaders and its gods, all serve but to preserve its sense of threat. For no one walks the world in armature, but must have terror striking at his heart. Infinite ideas, one truth. Investing in any of the non-truth infinite ideas is simply not constant truth, and that which is not constant will eventually prove its insolvency. So, pretending like you will prevent some inevitable destruction of yourself physically, or anything that you could have, or anything that you could create in the physical realm, is futile. And at best, it's a great dream for some short amount of time, but it is not timeless itself. Defense is frightening. It stems from fear, increasing fear, as each defense is made. You think it offers safety, yet it speaks of fear made real and terror justified. There's that word, justice, again. It is not strange you do not pause to ask. Is it not strange you do not pause to ask as you elaborate your plans and make your armor thicker and your locks more tight, what you defend, and how, and against what? What are you defending? Truly. I think these answers could be simple. Myself, my family, the things that I love, what I'm pouring my love into. This land, it's easily justified. Yet it speaks of fear, your safety, that you think that defending offers you safety. It speaks of fear made real and terror justified. Let us consider first what you defend. It must be something that is very weak and easily assaulted. It must be something made easy prey, unable to protect itself, and needing your defense. What but the body has such frailty that constant care and watchful, deep concern are needful to protect its little life? What but the body falters and must fail to serve the Son of God as worthy host? Yet it is not the body that can fear, nor be a thing of fear. It has no need but those which you assign to it. It needs no complicated structures of defense, no health-inducing medicine, no care and no concern at all. Defend its life, or give it gifts to make it beautiful, or walls to make it safe, and you but say your home is open to the thief of time, corruptible and crumbling, so unsafe it must be guarded with your very life. The body is miraculous. This morning I woke with a migraine and nauseous. Yesterday I participated in a breathing course. So today, seeing myself as spirit, separate from my body, but wonderfully combined. I offer my mind an opportunity to feel differently, whatever that means, even if I can't put it to words. And over the course of a few hours, through which you may say it would be normal to heal, my uneasiness declined. Some rest was in order for however I had been approaching life. And dare I say that this is me feeling separate from the truth, seeing myself from a new lens of the invulnerable, that these pains I was feeling with my body highlight my concern that it is vulnerable. And when I woke up, I thought, oh, well, surely now I cannot be spirit. Now I have to lick my wounds. But that is not true. It's just not true. The body is not frail. At least that's what I feel. That we are made immersed in this environment. And to let the body be and do its job, rather than burden it with all of the worries of our mind to defend it as if we are trapped inside of it, overburdens the body. It's like you at work. You have one task and you're great at it. And your boss comes by and says, I need you to do this other person's job too. You do not get more time or more salary, and you must do both. Well, you likely will fail to do both well. This is how I see the body and how I see the mind. Let each operate decentralized from the other, and both may know peace as they experience more ease simply doing whatever it is that they were designed to do, something that you do not need to think about. They enjoy healing. Their entire job is coordinating, working together. In the physical, of course, we can poison this vessel, and then therefore we can focus deeply on healing this vessel. There are countless podcasts and protocols and advices in this direction, and surely I have my own. But to the degree that these represent defenses of the body, we are giving our allegiance to its weakness that it needs us and our intervention to heal. And I say, again, don't buy the hype. Yes, of course, take care of yourself, but the more we take care of ourselves, the more ease we create for ourselves. And what is the point of all of this ease? Just to persist and wait for the next thing to take care of, or to continue the supplement regime? I'm not denying any of these opportunities to feel more ease, but surely there must be some goal in ease. And perhaps that goal is, when you buy yourself a little bit of time, is to notice in reflection how little time really matters, and that an allegiance to time is what is creating this vulnerability in the body. The body cannot fear nor be a thing of fear. It has no needs but those which you assign to it. Is not this picture fearful? Can you be at peace with such a concept of your home? That is, that it is unsafe, corruptible, and crumbling, and must be guarded with your life. Is not this picture fearful? Can you be at peace with such a concept of your home? Yet what endowed the body with the right to serve you thus accept your own belief? That is, you believe your body is here to serve you, don't you? It is your mind which gave the body all the functions that you see in it, and set its value far beyond a little pile of dust and water. Who would make defense of something that he recognized as this? The body is in need of no defense. This cannot be too often emphasized. It will be strong and healthy if the mind does not abuse it by assigning it roles it cannot fill, to purposes beyond its scope, and to exalted aims which it cannot accomplish. The body will be strong and healthy if the mind does not abuse it by assigning it to roles it cannot fill. Such attempts, ridiculous yet deeply cherished, are the sources for the many mad attacks you make upon it, for it seems to fail your hopes, your needs, your values, and your dreams. The self that needs protection is not real. The body, valueless and hardly worth the least defense, need merely be perceived as quite apart from you, and it becomes a healthy, serviceable instrument through which the mind can operate until its usefulness is over. Who would want to keep it when its usefulness is done? This is our permission slip to let the body be something that serves us in time, and for us to see ourselves as more than just this time in the body. Of course, your consciousness is not in the body. Your body is in consciousness. And seeing yourself separate from the body, but enjoying it as this vessel to move around and have experience, to share these ideas through the physical with others and their mind, to help them wake up to the same light that you seek to wake up to, that I seek to know. This is a gift of the body. Let it take care of itself, and let it fall in time. Your allegiance to preserving it at all costs makes you sick, in that it is dis-ease. It is time spent trying to save something that will turn over, and is naturally turning itself over to take care of itself as much as it possibly can. Be well. Get some sun. Take your shoes off. Get in the grass. Eat real, local food. Laugh. And allow that energy to flow within, rather than seeking many external saviors to save something that must fall eventually, be eaten, and turned over into new life. Defend the body, and you have attacked your mind, for you have seen in it the faults, the weaknesses, the limits, and the lacks from which you think the body must be saved. You will not see the mind as separate from bodily conditions, and you will impose upon the body all the pain that comes from the conception of the mind as limited and fragile, and apart from other minds and separate from its source. If you're seeing yourself as vulnerable, disconnected, a single point in physical space, unable to relate to others. You're missing something beautiful and feeling awe, full of awe. This is something you are allowed to notice. If you can be connected to your source, that is God, love, peace, you may notice more ease in everything that it is that you do. How those laws work, maybe you will be able to define it for me. And thank you if you take on this quest. These are the thoughts in need of healing, and the body will respond with health when they have been corrected and replaced with truth. This is the body's only real defense. Yet, is this where you look for its defense? You offer it protection of a kind from which it gains no benefit at all, but merely adds to your distress of mind. You do not heal, but merely take away the hope of healing, for you fail to see where hope must lie, if it be meaningful. I will not value the valueless, or, more specifically, I value only that which is valuable, that is, that which does not erode in time, and that which does not create lack. Where is that? Where is timelessness and wholeness? These are the properties of the miracle, revealing some other perspective, another way of seeing yourself in the body. A healed mind does not plan. Oof, I'll repeat that for myself. A healed mind does not plan. It carries out the plans that it receives through listening to wisdom that is not its own. Oof, again. It carries out the plans that it receives through listening to wisdom that is not its own. That is, the mind is not trying to solve problems created by its own system, its own way of seeing it. It is curious about advice that has a greater perspective, one outside of its own system, that can offer simple truths that it simply cannot see within its own realm. It waits. This is the mind. It waits. This is the healed mind. It waits until it has been taught what should be done and then proceeds to do it. It does not depend upon itself for anything except its adequacy to fulfill the plans assigned to it. Your healed mind does not depend on anything except its adequacy to fulfill the plans assigned to it. It is secure in certainty that obstacles cannot impede its progress to accomplishment of any goal that serves the greater plan established for the good of everyone. Okay. It is secure, your healed mind, in certainty. It is secure, it is certain that obstacles cannot impede its progress to accomplishment. It will be successful of any goal. What kind of goal? One that serves the greater plan established for the good of everyone. That you are connected in mind to all things. And your mind wants to serve the whole host, just like your heart works in function with your liver and your legs to take care of the system that you are now. This is the healthy, decentralized node, your healthy mind in a web of minds. A healed mind is relieved of the belief that it must plan. Although it cannot know the outcome which is best, the means by which it is achieved, nor how to recognize the problem that the plan is made to solve. It must misuse the body in its plans until it recognizes this is so. But when it has accepted this as true, then it is healed and lets the body go. The pain you feel, however you are experiencing life, your mind is borrowing the experiences until it finally realizes that everything that is happening for you, not to you. These are reflections of itself. Then it can see the mind as separate from the body. The body can fulfill its own function in time, and the mind can see itself as timeless. A healed mind is relieved of the belief that it must plan. although it cannot know the outcome which is best, the means by which it is achieved, nor how to recognize the problem that the plan is made to solve. It's okay if you don't know. Yesterday, someone was packing some equipment and another person said, "Do you need a hand?" And the person packing said, "No, I'm just confused." Wonderful. Wonderful. We're here figuring something out, and that is totally okay. We don't have to know how it will go, but we know for sure the outcome that we're looking for, the path that we're on, is one of a healthy mind. How this gets filled in for our unique experience is the fun of being yourself. A healed mind does not plan. It carries out the plans that it receives through listening to wisdom that is not its own. Right there. You're not coming up with a solution from within your lowercase m mind. It is this antenna to your greater mind, your greater self, simply pausing and saying, "Oh, wait, I'm me. What does that mean? Oh, I am more than just this body. Well, may I please hear my infinite wisdom so I may take action that I cannot know if I see my mind inside my body." Hoping for sun. Enslavement of the body to the plans the unhealed mind sets. Enslavement of the body to the plans the unhealed mind sets up to save itself must make the body sick. If you are enslaving the body to the plans that a mind is making to save itself from some cycle of attacks, to defend itself from something, the mind inside of the body being, of course, a sliver of experiences in time, the body is slave to some insane idea and will fall ill. The idea is ill. This must make the body sick. It is not free to be the means of helping in a plan which far exceeds its own protection and which needs its service for a little while. In this capacity is health assured. For everything the mind employs for this will function flawlessly and with the strength that has been given it and cannot fail. Okay. The body is not here to save itself. The mind is here to save itself. The body is the vessel to carry the mind through experiences in time, so the mind may see itself as something beyond time. Let the body be. Spend some energy on your mind. It is perhaps not easy to perceive that self-initiated plans are but defenses, with the purpose all of them were made to realize. Okay. It is perhaps not easy to perceive that self-initiated plans are but defenses. If I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this, what? My day will be complete. I will check off everything in my to-do list. My house won't be able to be broken into. I'll be able to collect insurance, whatever the case is. Self-initiated plans are defenses, with the purpose all of them were made to realize. They are the means by which a frightened mind would undertake its own protection at the cost of truth. This is not difficult to realize in some forms which these self-deceptions take, where the denial of reality is very obvious, yet planning is not often recognized as a defense. The mind engaged in planning for itself is occupied in setting up control of future happenings. Okay, I think this is what I was attempting to highlight. You're attempting to set up control of future happenings, it says. You believe that if you can carry out X, Y, and Z or prepare this, that the future must go this way. But you for sure know that is not true. You just do not know what is happening outside of whatever is happening right now. And while you may be able to prove to yourself that this regularly works, if I keep my stuff in the fridge, it should be cold. And if I go to bed and turn off the lights and lock the doors, I should be safe to wake up and have breakfast tomorrow. If I can have breakfast tomorrow, then I should have energy to have my whole day. And probably this works. But it doesn't work forever, of course. And therein lies the black swan staring directly at us. That what we thought was ultimately true is, of course, not true across the infinite. And you might say, well, what is? And I would say, the infinite. The mind engaged in planning for itself is occupied in setting up control of future happenings. It does not think that it will be provided for unless it makes its own provisions. Time becomes a future emphasis to be controlled by learning and experience obtained from past events and previous beliefs. It overlooks the present, for it rests on the idea the past has taught enough to let the mind direct its future course. You believe your past will protect you from the future, but you could never have enough knowledge of all of the past to be able to protect yourself from all of the unknowns of the future. The mind that plans is thus refusing to allow for change. What it has learned before becomes the basis for its future goals. Its past experience directs its choice of what will happen, and it does not see that here and now is everything it needs to guarantee a future quite unlike the past, without a continuity of any old ideas and sick beliefs. Anticipation plays no part at all, for present confidence directs the way. Wild, right? Let's repeat that whole thing. The mind that plans is thus refusing to allow for change. Everything around you, everything around me in this environment is changing, even if I can't see the rate of it. It's changing. I'm changing. I look different than I did 10 years ago. I imagine I'll look different than 10 years from now. It's almost guaranteed, right? Maybe. If I'm planning for an outcome based off of something I experienced in the past. And that could very likely go awry, right? Plan for the worst, expect the best, maybe said the other way around. What a stale life. And it's one that traps us in this idea that we can prevent change from happening because we can just repeat what we've done before. Yet that repeating requires us always to be protecting ourselves into the future, even though we think we know what's coming. Wouldn't it be nicer if it's possible? Let's presume that maybe it is, to be able to sit exactly where you are, say, wisdom, wherever you come from, I'm so blind. What should I do next? And then pursue whatever it is that your intuition tells you would be most exciting. Why? Because then no matter what you do, you are going forward compelled in the present, full of life and vigor. And if you have not seen that you are attracted to people who are over the moon about their favorite hobby or idea, well, you're missing something. Of course, that's the magnetism. How did you get where you are? I don't know. I just put my head down and kept doing it. I'm in love with it. I can't stop. May you find something that excites you moment to moment. I often remind myself that, well, maybe it's not often, who knows? I like to remind myself that I can be excited to sleep. Oh, what would be great right now? Rest. Rest sounds very exciting. Pursue what shows up to you in the present. And it's okay if I'm just speaking to myself, to remind myself that I'm on the path that is most fulfilling. And I'm curious about this perceptual content of the miracle, which is wholeness, which cannot come if I am hesitant to change. Can you feel the stress that would be embedded into your life if the very system that you were creating for yourself said, everything will be okay as long as nothing changes? The mind that plans is thus refusing to allow for change. What it has learned before becomes the basis for its future goals. Its past experience directs its choice of what will happen, and it does not see that here and now is everything. Here and now is everything. It needs to guarantee a future quite unlike the past, without a continuity of any old ideas and sick beliefs. It doesn't need to carry over from what you experienced last. You are never stopping to perceive. You may perceive now and explore into the future with wherever it is that you are right now. And the future is just becoming wherever you are right now again. Anticipation plays no part at all, for present confidence directs the way. May you feel confident seeing yourself in the present. Defenses are the plans you undertake to make against the truth. Their aim is to select what you approve and disregard what you consider incompatible with your beliefs of your reality. Defenses are the plans you undertake to make against the truth. So, if you are defending yourself, if you're planning, you are attempting to defend yourself against the truth, the reality that life changes, the reality that you are simply not only something that changes. You actually are constant, the thing that you seek. Where is that? Of course, it's your consciousness. It's your timeless nature. It is the place from which you emanate spiritually. You are what you want. It's just that you and I both must see that the body and the system around us is not that thing. But how much of a blessing is it to be infinite and be living in a dream with such real feelings and experiences that include love, that which most of us are seeking. Well, dare I say, all of us, even in our confusion, that you may share by lighting your own torch, seeing yourself as invulnerable and holy. Defenses are the plans you undertake to make against the truth. Their aim, defenses, is to select what you approve, so, what's okay with you, and disregard what you consider incompatible with your beliefs of your reality. This fits my mold, the rest of this doesn't. Change is scary, so I'll make my life appear constant. What a joke. It's been a joke for me the whole time. I wasn't laughing, I was the victim of my own joke. But therein lies the entire puzzle. I was the victim of my own joke. What justice do I need externally then, but to notice myself, to forgive myself, and move forward into innocence? Yet what remains is meaningless indeed, for it is your reality that is the threat, which your defenses would attack, obscure, and take apart and crucify. What could you not accept if you but knew that everything that happens, all events, past, present, and to come, are gently planned by one whose only purpose is your good? What could you not accept if the goal of what you're experiencing should be only good? You're made in love, if you choose to try this idea on. And if you're made in love, your purpose to experience in love is love, of course. So how could all of these destructions not be good when you curse the world and say, God, where are you now? Here, now, of course, is the answer in this reflection. What could you not accept if you but knew that everything that happens, all events, past, present, and to come, are gently planned by one whose, that's the capital O, capital W, by one whose only purpose is your good? Perhaps you have misunderstood his plan, for he would never offer pain to you, but your defenses did not let you see his loving blessing shine in every step you ever took. While you made plans for death, he led you gently to eternal life. Your present trust in him is the defense that promises a future undisturbed, without a trace of sorrow, and with joy that constantly increases, as this life becomes a holy instant, set in time, but heeding only immortality. Okay. Your present, that's the here and nowness of you, your present trust in him is the defense that promises a future undisturbed, without sorrow. So, what is your ultimate defense? Trusting in the present. Anticipation plays no part at all, for present confidence directs the way. Your present trust in him is a defense that promises a future undisturbed, without a trace of sorrow, and with joy that constantly increases, constant joy, constantly building, constantly increasing, constant change in the direction that you crave. What is that? Oh, it's an anomaly, of course, within our system of defenses in the physical. With joy that constantly increases as this life becomes a holy instant, set in time, but heeding only immortality. We'll just let that be. Let no defenses but your present trust direct the future, and this life becomes a meaningful encounter with the truth that only your defenses would conceal. Without defenses, you become a light which heaven gratefully acknowledges to be its own. And it will lead you on in ways appointed for your happiness, according to the ancient plan begun when time was born. Your followers will join their light with yours, and it will be increased until the world is lighted up with joy. And gladly will our brothers lay aside their cumbersome defenses, which availed them nothing and could only terrify. Be brave. Keep going. Trust in the present. I'm talking to myself. But may we lead the way for at least ourselves. What is the line the other day? Because what I said, of course, is a joke. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. No one is crucified alone, and yet no one can enter heaven by himself. And gladly will our brothers lay aside their cumbersome defenses, which availed them nothing and could only terrify. We will anticipate that time today with present confidence, for this is the part of what was planned for us. We will anticipate that time today with present confidence, for this is the part of what was planned for us. Okay? We will be sure that everything we need is given us for our accomplishment of this today. We make no plans for how it will be done, but realize that our defenselessness is all that is required for the truth to dawn upon our minds with certainty. Your defenselessness, your forgiving of this fortress that you're creating to protect yourself from the inevitable attack beyond. That attack is not coming to kill you. It is simply nurturing what life is and its process. You are timeless. If you lay down your defenses and say, what is it that I am? Or if how I am seeing the world is causing me dis-ease, how may I know ease? I am open to any idea beyond the physical, which I cannot even name, to feel and know somehow innately that allows me to see my holiness and offer this light to others. For 15 minutes twice a day, we rest from senseless planning and from every thought that blocks the truth from entering our minds. Today we will receive instead of plan, that we may give instead of organize. Today we will receive instead of plan, that we may give instead of organize. And we are given truly as we say, if I defend myself, I am attacked. But in defenselessness, I will be strong, and I will learn what my defenses hide. Please repeat after me. If I defend myself, I am attacked. But in defenselessness, I will be strong, and I will learn what my defenses hide. To your strength. Nothing but that. If there are plans to make, you will be told of them. They may not be the plans you thought were needed, nor indeed the answers to the problems which you thought confronted you. But they are answers to another kind of question, which remains unanswered, yet in need of answering until the answer comes to you at last. But they are answers to another kind of question, which remains unanswered, yet in need of answering until the capital A answer comes to you at last, that there is a truth, a constant truth hiding, we believe, amid all of these infinite ideas that we can hold for ourselves, that we believe we are building in our best interest. But until we notice the truth, that answer, we will constantly be asking misguided questions and receiving non-full answers until we realize that we are here to ask the question, what is fullness? How must I know it? All your defenses have been aimed at not receiving what you will receive today. And in the light and joy of simple trust, you will but wonder why you have ever thought that you must be defended from release. Heaven asks nothing. It is hell that makes extravagant demands for sacrifice. You give up nothing in these times today when, undefended, you present yourself to your Creator as you really are. God, here I am, as I am. I recognize that all of these trades, sacrifices, the giving up of my sovereignty of mind for the ultimate are tricks. You sit patiently, your love, your peace, simply waiting with this wonderful tool of forgiveness, laughing at the little things and saying, you may know innocence again. Thank you for offering me everything, including my own way to salvation. Thank you for breaking this spell of giving my allegiance over to anyone who promises to save me and cannot complete that function. It is hell that makes extravagant demands for sacrifice. You give up nothing in these times today when, undefended, you present yourself to your Creator as you really are. He has remembered you. Today we will remember Him, for this is Easter time in your salvation, and you rise again from what was seeming death and hopelessness. Now is the light of hope reborn in you, for now you come without defense to learn the part for you within the plan of God. What little plans or magical beliefs can still have value when you have received your function from the voice for God Himself? What would be valuable at all if the voice of God said, hello, here is your function, and this is your reward. You need not focus, toil, suffer in anything else any longer. Please enjoy. Try not to shape this day as you believe would benefit you most, for you cannot conceive of all the happiness that comes to you without your planning. You cannot conceive of all the happiness that comes to you without your planning. May I say it this way? All of your happiness, inconceivable, is in the unknown. Why? Because the best you can do right now is conceive of your most happiness, but not the fullness of happiness. It simply does not exist in your known. So give some credence to the present and recognize that the unknown, the thing that you specifically cannot plan for based off of your past experiences, the unknown includes a happiness greater than you've ever known. It is the unknown. It's not scary necessarily. It is also the place of everything that you've wished for, that you cannot even describe or dream of now. Learn today, and all the world will take this giant stride and celebrate your Easter time with you. Throughout the day, as foolish little things appear to raise defensiveness in you and tempt you to engage in weaving plans, remind yourself this is a special day for learning, and acknowledge it with this. This is my Easter time, and I would keep it holy. I will not defend myself because the Son of God needs no defense against the truth of His reality. I'll repeat this for you. This, the here now, is your Easter time, your rising. And you would keep it holy. You will not defend yourself because the Son of God needs no defense against the truth of his reality. I am Kesten Rono. I see myself as spirit and respect my body's role. I know I need not plan. I see that my past attempts to protect me from the future and both keep me disconnected from my here and now. Moving forward, whatever that means, I put faith in whatever it is that I can feel in the present. May I know fullness and forgiveness as it is. Thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow.